Hello, this is RICKY, the YouTube Tech Guy. Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Mobile Weekly / Mobile Q&A, where we go over all latest news that happened during the week of mobile and answer your questions live. Man, I need a haircut. Alright, other than that, let's get to the news. Now, first off, of course, we have to talk about the big MWC announcements. It has been a hell of a day for me. I have helped move people. I have done so much over these past couple days, and I feel like I've been out of the tech world. But not to worry, as we might get a new device, videos, coming up this week. So if you haven't subscribed yet, definitely subscribe. Alright, now first and foremost, yes, Rixby successfully predicted everything about the Galaxy S9. So if you have already missed our videos on the top 5 features of the S9 and all of the big features of the S9 in general, make sure to check out those videos from Mobile Weekly 2 weeks ago and our earlier video this week. Now, we are going to have some big videos. I know a lot of you guys have been wanting the first headphones that won the Starbucks challenge. I will give you a hint, as we have not yet recorded it, that it isn't Bose, Sony, Shure, Sennheiser, none of those, or Plantronics. None of them are the ones that actually beat the Starbucks challenge. So I know I've been teasing it for weeks, but just to give you a little bit more information on it, none of those beat the Starbucks challenge. It's a different brand. Or Beats, of course. Alright, now let's get to the other big news, though, from all of these different announcements. We've gotten a lot of different phones. I didn't get a chance to review everything, as I even missed the actual announcement. I had to watch the announcement just recently, a couple hours ago. So really will go through everything though, and of course answer all of your questions live. If you have a question you want to ask it in the comment section down below, and we will answer it before the end of the show. So let's get to the first big news that's not a part of MWC, but we have the first leak of the iPhone X Plus. Now, we do not know what this phone will be called at this point, because we don't know if iPhone will go with iPhone X2, iPhone 11, iPhone X2, whatever they're gonna do, we do not know yet, but we know that a bigger screen version of the phone is coming this year, and we're getting the first indications that yes, it will truly be a 6.5-inch screen, and yes, one of the OLED suppliers will be LG. Now, a lot of people think that, oh, LG is going to take over. No, LG has never been able to supply that many OLEDs, and even with their expansions, they are nowhere near where Apple needs it to be. But this is just giving the reliance that Apple has on Samsung a little bit of a distance. Basically, they do not want to completely rely on Samsung for OLED, as they are a big competitor, and LG is a competitor, but rather a smaller one. So for that reason, they want to do it. The only big thing I would say about this is, who would want LG for OLED in smartphones after every single issue the Pixel XL2 had? I think that Apple is setting themselves up for issues, to be honest, but we'll have to wait and see. I did get the LG V30, as I know a lot of you guys were waiting to see the 10 features about this phone. Sorry about that. The 10 features about this phone. So that will be coming out. The 10 hidden features of the LG V30 will be coming out soon. And man, this is the best phone for real estate. I have said it before with the G6, but the V30, oh man, you'll see the Instagram photos soon. I'm gonna show how other agents take photos versus this one, and wow, it is just a world of difference. So yeah, so really big when it comes to that. But what do you think? I think, again, that Apple doing this is going to be, is some issues, definitely. All right. Now, one of the big announcements at MWC, besides the S9, was the LG V30S. Now, this is basically the LG V30, but it has more RAM, so you're at 6 gigs of RAM with this one. You also have 128 gigs of storage and even 256 gigs. And it's also blue, comes in a new blue color. But the biggest thing about it is that it has this Q, basically an AI function that allows you to basically do the same things as Bixby. You can point it at something and Amazon will show you its shopping list, or you can point it with to see a picture of it and you'll get like something from Pinterest, things like that basically, but nothing we haven't really seen. It just, they wanted to put their own AI stamp on it, which honestly, quite frankly, I think they should have went the route they went with their TVs. Don't try to develop your own AI, or, you know, really work with Google to make sure your Google, basically get Google Lens integrated into the phone. And I think that'll go a lot better than trying to reinvent the wheel and work with different partners. Do it the best way, which is Google in this scenario, because I think that's going to give you the best option. Not to mention that, like, Samsung's Translate thing that I told you guys about, Google Translate could already do that. So again, things like that, like, do not try to reinvent the wheel if you already have a brand that can do it. So yeah, that's my take. All right, Alcatel released a bunch of new phones. We got, what, the V30 and 3, I forgot. There's so many different 3s, and then there's the Alcatel 5, which is one that most people care about. Basically, these are some mid-range phones. I'm really not sure how much hype it will get, but the 5 is the most. I haven't heard confirmation of price yet, so I'm waiting to hear that to see really how much these will be if they ever hit the US. As of right now, none of them are confirmed for the US, but we have one around $300 for the 5, and then lower from there to $30, you know, to $20. So around the same price, but I think one of the 3s will come to the US. The 1X will not. The 1X is more with Android Go, which is in different third world countries that basically just very low. I mean, you're talking about 1 gig of RAM on a smartphone because Android Go is so small. So again, that will not be seen in the US, but 3X, I think if anything, maybe the 3X and 5 will be in the US, but we'll have to wait and see. Good mid-range phones. Just curious to see how much more we're gonna get all over the world instead of just in specific areas. Like, these are geared towards Europe only, at least for right now, for the most part. And lo and behold, I told you guys a while back that that everything that I had heard told me that yes, there would be an iPhone SE. The experts about 2 months ago said nope, there will be no SE2. This is not happening. They're only going to release new iPhones in September. I mean, just saying. Yeah, the iPhone SE2 again is getting hinted at. It's being hinted at WWDC, but other reports are saying that the iPads are still coming out. The new iPads will be coming out in March and April. I had said that the iPhone SE would be more closer to that time. However, we'll see where it lands. Basically, I had said that in March or April we would get an iPhone SE2 along with new iPads. Now, some people are saying that this is going to be at WWDC, which is towards June typically, but I think regardless, we're going to get these new products. I am curious to see what an iPad would look like more with an iPhone X design, and how much will it be? Jesus, that's the big thing that I wonder what Apple's going to do there. And finally, Android P. Android P is already in the works, of course, from Google. And the biggest thing about it that has come out that we are getting with Android P is that basically it will prevent apps from quietly hijacking your camera. Now, of course, you know, you have to be very skilled to hijack a camera to begin with on Android, but this is just an added layer of protection that will be specifically for Android P to kind of even more combat these new scary apps that are trying to hijack your camera on your front facing or rear camera to see what's going on. This will, of course, hopefully give you less cause for concern. Alright guys, now with that, let's get to your questions. Again, if you have a question you would like to ask, just ask it in the comment section down below, and I will answer it before the end of the show. Okay, is the FM chip active on the S9 and S9 Plus? No one really mentioned that. Also, no one really showed the new fast wireless charger. Was it on display at Mobile World Congress? I had heard it wasn't on display at Mobile World Congress. However, in terms of the FM chip, all of the ones on display there were mostly Exynos. So Exynos generally has the FM chip. However, the US variant normally does not have the FM chip active. So mostly the ones with Snapdragon version that work in the US will not have it active. When will the update for Android Oreo come to the US for the S8? It's already out, actually. It is being rolled out by carriers again, but it does roll out, meaning that it takes about, you know, like these 10,000 people get it, then the next week these 10,000 people get it. So it's a rollout, so it does take time for you to get it to your phone. If you want to wait less time, plug it up to a computer, a PC or Mac, and use the Smart Switch app, and that should be able to update your phone. Smart Switch is available for Windows or Mac, so either one. If I buy an unlocked version of the S9 Plus at the Samsung website, do I get the Exynos version? No. So there is a bit of misconception between those two words. So there is the unlocked version and there is the international version. The unlocked version still will be the Snapdragon version, but it will be unlocked, so it won't have carrier bloatware. However, the international version, which you can get usually from like Amazon's website, that is the one that would be the Exynos chip. So no, you will not get the Exynos chip version from Samsung's website in the US. Hopefully that helps. How do I avoid Oreo being pushed to the S7, or just leave it and the phone not install it? You can delay it as much as you can, but really, unless you're really tech savvy and know about ROMs and everything like that, there is no way to fully stop it without knowing those kind of things. So yeah, it will eventually always push. You can delay it as much as possible, but that's about it. When the Note 8 is getting an update, the Note 8 will be getting the update for Oreo more than likely. I would say at April at this point. There's a chance of March, but really it's more likely April at this point. Just because of so many issues they have with the S8. Yo, Ricky, show your damn S9 Plus now. I can honestly say right now, I do not have an S9. Now, did I have to give it to someone else to do some things, and then I'm getting it back in no time flat? I cannot say. But what I can say is, like I said, there will be some awesome videos coming later this week. So if you haven't subscribed, subscribe now, because, oh man, so much coverage. Show the sexy S9 already. Was a little underwhelmed by the unpacked AR emoji. Really, I'm grown and those things look scary as fuck. Actually, honestly, they really do look awesome in person. You will see me flood my Instagram over the next 2 weeks with them to kind of show you just how good they are. But they are really impressive, to be honest. Oh, and I hear Apple's so mad about that Disney though. They got Disney's Mickey Mouse, and Apple didn't get that for their AR emoji. But yeah, no, was the unpacked a little underwhelming? Well, if you've watched the channel over the last few weeks, it definitely was underwhelming because I told you everything that was happened and I told you all the significant parts of it. Something that they really didn't spend enough time on, I feel like. Really? You just skipped over that? You just kind of like, you know, broadly said stuff and didn't really go into it. And I feel like Samsung really needs better presenters. Now, honestly, I've said this for years about their CEO that speaks, just because, again, my thing is, how bad would it be for a Korean company if they invited an American who has learned Korean, but to be like the main representative and to do a speech in front of them? They would be like, why is this guy talking? What? Let's get someone that really understands what we're trying to get across and will really sell well to us, to our audience. And for me, I mean, you see this at CES, you see this every time. If it's not your first language, I feel that you should get someone else to present it. just people, CEOs for the longest time have dealt with this Steve Jobs syndrome. Steve Jobs was a presenter. He did an amazing job of presenting. It does not mean that CEOs are the ones that need to present things to the public. You get presenters, you get public speakers for those things. You do not need to get people inside of the company. This is one thing that I swear still always gets to me, that every time we have one of these events, because it's like, oh my God, you could have, there are probably so many better people in your own company that could have done a better presentation than you just did. They could have got excitement. They could have been like, man, I want to buy this right now. I want to pre-order this right now. But no, you get people, and look, and they're going to do that and see this. It's just like, there are better presenters and better ways of presenting your product. As an electronic company, as one of the, you know, Fortune 500 companies, multiple companies, not just Samsung, really need to step it up when it comes to presentations, because yeah, they keep becoming more and more lackluster until they change something. Can't wait for wallpapers. Yeah, the live wallpapers, the video wallpapers, I'm telling you, are really great, guys. So it definitely is going to be something to stand out. If you have an S8 Plus, should you upgrade to the S9 Plus? We are actually going to be doing several videos like that, talking about should you upgrade from the S8 to the S9? Should you upgrade from the iPhone X to the S9? Should you upgrade, the question, the Note 8 to the S9 Plus? We're going to be answering all those questions over the next 2 weeks, so definitely tune in for that, because those will be individual videos that will come out, and reasons you should not upgrade to the S9 Plus. All of those videos will be coming out. Waiting on the Note 9. Yeah, a lot of people will be waiting for the Note 9 or the Galaxy X. All these different phones to choose from. Does the S9 have a good headphone DAC? It has the same headphone DAC, which is a 32-bit headphone DAC, if I'm not mistaken. But it hasn't really been upgraded since the S8 Plus or the Note 8. I have an S8 Plus. Should I upgrade to the S9 Plus? Again, we will be going over that for sure. A9 Plus will have a lot more improvements on the S8 Plus, but would it be worth it to upgrade? It's up to you. S9. Oh, S9 Plus. Yeah, again, I mean, the camera upgrades are going to be really showing in the low light. Your performance definitely is noticeable. I've had the S8, I've had the Note 8, and I've had phones. And yeah, the performance would be noticeable, definitely. But yeah, I mean, those are the main things. I also do love unlocking a lot more easily on newer phones, so yeah. LG, I thought Samsung was it for them. I think you're still talking about the screens that I was referring to earlier. And again, Samsung does make the most screens for Apple. LG is going to start making them because, again, Apple doesn't want to solely depend on Samsung if they can help it. But again, LG can't produce as many as Samsung. That's the fact. Where can I get the Rixby app? You cannot get the Rixby app. It's not available for everyone. It's in alpha testing right now. Hey Rick, what's up? Rick, you made you can't hide it. We know you have the S9. Show it. Again, I can honestly say I do not have the S9 right now, but there will be videos. Hey, just wanted to say Rixby got it right. Okay, I got a family time thing going on, so catch up with you next week. Also, whoa, a whole bunch of questions just loaded. First sip. Let me scroll down, and yes, a whole bunch of questions just loaded. So yes, first sip. Enjoy the family time, Quasar. By the way, if you don't know, every time I say, whoa, a whole bunch of questions just loaded, you have to drink. Dang, I cannot find where we left off now. Oh, alright. YouTubers are flat out making fun of AR emoji. I have actually not seen, believe it or not, this is how crazy my day has been. You guys know me. You guys know how much I am into tech. You guys know how much tech revolves around my life so much. I have not seen any YouTubers' reactions to the Galaxy S9. So I have like a list of 15 YouTubers to check out and see their videos on the S9. I have not seen any of them, so I'm very curious because just to see how their thing is. But if they don't like AR emoji, well, I'll differ from them. Apple desperately trying to shoot themselves in the head. First the HomePod, now this. Yeah, the HomePod is having issues. Reservations for pre-order Samsung from Samsung Unlocked only. I pre-ordered the unlocked version, but let me check actually. Let's see. Let me check. Okay. Reserve now. Yes, you can only reserve the unlocked from Samsung directly right now, actually. All the other ones say coming soon. But I thought I heard some people say that on T-Mobile they were already taking reservations. Is that not true? T-Mobile, Galaxy S9. No, yeah, you can pre-register for the S9, but pretty much everyone is going to have the pre-orders, like I said, on the same day, which is... Sorry, new discount for T-Mobile. Basically, they are going to have the pre-order dates for what I said, which is March 2nd. Let's see. Why is the iPhone still going with the notch? I have no idea, Alex. They really need to cut it out, though. But I guess that's the problem, right? They cut it out for the notch. I just signed in. Do you know how much the Enterprise Edition is? No, they do not have the Enterprise Edition up yet for their website at all. My guess is, I actually don't know if a regular person can buy the Enterprise Edition. I feel the Enterprise Edition will be bought through corporations. But we'll have to wait and see. This is not the first time they've had an Enterprise Edition, and when they have had it in the past, internationally more so, not in the US, it's only been through businesses. Like businesses had to buy a batch version. So yeah. $839 for the S9 Plus. If you make a reservation pre-order from Samsung, not bad. Yeah, no, the prices aren't bad, and that's why, like, I knew the prices, but there are certain things I could not say. Or I would have been reprimanded, basically, as a YouTuber. But so overall, though, I can say this: that that I knew that the $1,000, like one of my best friends today told me this morning. He was like, "Man, I heard it's gonna be like $1,200." I'm like, "No, dude, it's gonna be like the same price as it was last year. Basically, it's not gonna. They're not gonna dramatically increase it. Like people are just afraid because they started going a little bit more in price." With the Note and the iPhone, that now all prices are going to go crazy. No, because this is their higher selling phone. The S series outsells everything that Samsung has, so they don't want to risk that too much. What will Best Buy charge for the S9 Plus? They will range. So for the S9 Plus, it should range between $820 all the way to $920 from what I've heard, but everyone is still trying to work out pricing. Again, you have to keep this in mind too. Carriers decide their own price. So if a carrier wants to charge $950 for it, they can. But Samsung themselves is charging $839. Ricky, is there any manufacturer that makes plastic screen to replace Gorilla Glass screens on Samsung phones? No, not that I know of. You do have to get that replaced. One thing that I always try to remind people, just so you really know, you always want to, for a waterproof phone, get your screen replaced only by the manufacturer. Why? Because if you just go to a shop, a cell phone repair shop, great, you go there. what happens? Well, they replace your screen, but they're not guaranteeing you're waterproof. So if you do not get it done by Samsung or by Apple, you lose your waterproofing. So for me, I would always recommend getting your screen replaced by the manufacturer. I like the emoji. I can see it being a hit with some people. Yeah, again, it's just the fact of using that instead of a regular emoji. Why not? Kind of thing, you know? Best Buy will have $100 off the S9 only on March 2nd, so only for pre-orders. What happened to Samsung's other announcements? Yes, that is curious, right? As far as I know, the tablet still will be announced. Remember, this is actually before MWC. This announcement is actually before MWC. So from what I know, that they will have a few more announcements on the floor over the next few days. But if they did push it back, they did push it back. I don't see why they would, but they definitely have. Samsung has changed their mind a lot of it last time. I can tell you, I once saw a prototype for a Gear S2 that was a bigger screen. That was scrapped literally 3 weeks before it came out. So yeah, it happens. Do you know if Samsung will have promotion for the S9? Yes, but those promotions will be announced over the coming week. What color should I get for get my S8? S9 Plus. I'm going with the blue. There's black, blue, and purple in the US. So yeah, I'm going with the blue. What is your favorite color, Ashley? I'm just curious. Take a quick poll. Basically, what is your favorite color for the Galaxy S9 Plus? I'm very curious. Samsung has the best pricing on the S9 Plus series, $350 off with a trade-in, but I wanted to wait for the Note 9 since I'm using a Note 8 as daily driver. Right, and the Note 8 isn't actually a part of the trade-in. If you guys noticed that, was I the only one that noticed that? I was like looking like, oh, how much would I get if I trade in my Note 8? My Note 8 isn't there. There is no pricing for the Note 8 for a trade-in, so I think that's a really stupid move by Samsung, to be honest. Just because they could also say, oh, instead of $350, if you would have given me $400 for the Note 8, I might have traded in my Note 8. But since I have an S7 Edge laying around, I'll get $300 for that. So I'll give you a S7 Edge 300, and I'll keep my Note 8, I guess. I have a Note 8. Is it really a big difference? I don't see the S9 Plus all because new by far. No. Should I wait for the Note 9 because everyone always is jumping on the latest? It is hard to say. I will say that I can easily make an argument between the S8 and the S9. I can also make an argument between the iPhone X and the S9 because with those you only gain things really. With the Note, it is more of a curiosity because of the pen. There is that attachment that some people have to it, but is it worth it to upgrade to it? I will go over a video on why you should upgrade it and why you shouldn't, but it really is depending on what is more important to you. For me, I am leaving my Note 8 for the S9 Plus. Just telling you that flat out. Why? Because the camera is that much of a differentiator to me, and the performance is a differentiator to me. So that's why. I know I asked this before, but if I use Amazon Prime, should I get an Echo or go with Google? If you use Amazon Prime, that might be a reason to get with Echo, but it depends. It's more so dependent on the fact of this. Do you really need to shop a lot with your voice? I never shop with my voice, and I have an Echo and a Google Assistant. Overall, I would say for me, I would go with Google because it's a more natural speaking voice assistant and it just works better in my opinion, but that would be my opinion. Google Home is better. It's even better with YouTube Red account. Yes. I don't care what color I get the S9 since the front will be black. True. Any update on the new Samsung Gear smartwatch S4? No, I did say a couple weeks ago that that has been pushed back definitely till the Note launch. Low-end iPads coming soon, iPad X at the end of the year. That is one of the talks. I'm really curious what will happen. I think this is what's going to happen. I think they're going to announce all iPads, but the iPad X or whatever they call it could be pushed, could be the announcement, and it will come out later. I don't think it'll come out later towards the end of the year. I would say, I mean, Apple has done it before. I mean, look at the HomePod being until the end of the year, but and then not even meeting its date. But I could see it definitely being announced and then coming out more towards September or August, but maybe it could push all the way back. Hey, how was your day? I hope everyone on the live stream is having a great day. Any news on the Gear S4? Again, the Gear S4 has been pushed back until that. I did say that a couple weeks ago. But yeah, my day was good. A long day, very long day. Helped move, and man, with 6 guys, this one bed, heavy. The giveaway color of the Gear S2. The giveaway color of the Gear S2, what color is that? I want to say it's the white band with the silver, if I'm not mistaken, but I do not remember, and I don't have it here. So yes. Should I get an S9 Plus coming from an S6? I mean, that'll be a huge upgrade for you, Gaming Nation. So I would say yes, but it's up to you. Will we ever get a new Gear VR? Yes, we will, but I don't know. I really see Samsung doing a standalone VR next. That's what I really see them doing next. The most underrated feature of the S9 is landscape mode home screen. Yes, yes, yes. Yeah, when they showed land screen mode, I was like, oh, I never even thought to put it in landscape mode because I've had that for years on Nova Launcher. Just years. I've always had it. So, yeah. Years. So, congratulations, Samsung, for catching up. I want the orchid gray color for the S9 Plus, but there's none. Yeah, it is a different purple, the lilac purple. Do you recommend getting carrier version or the carrier version or the carrier version? I think you meant non-carrier version or carrier version. Overall, for me, I really liked having the unlocked version. I feel it was smoother. My Note 8 was smoother than carrier versions have been in the past. I will say this though, I feel like carrier versions had a better signal. When I had my unlocked Note 8 versus another brand, even another Samsung sometimes, I was like, this one has better signal. So that's my only thing that that I have noticed, I would say, that I felt like it didn't have as good of a signal, but it could just be, you know, my specific phone, because I've been where someone else had an unlocked one and it had a better signal than mine, so it could have just been my phone. But yeah, so those are my thoughts on it. In terms of updates, again, sometimes you get them faster, sometimes you get them slower. It just really depends. But yeah, for me, I don't see myself ever getting a carrier version again. I'm hooked on the unlocked version. I just had a better overall experience, less crashes, less glitches, less slowdown, less lag. So yeah, I'm going with unlocked from now on. Landscape is actually something I liked. I watch a lot of stuff on my phone. Yeah, no, for sure. I've always had it. How are dual speakers on the S9? Some people are saying they're not impressed. I was really looking forward to the speakers. What they said is true. In terms of Samsung said, these are the loudest speakers on a Galaxy phone. That isn't saying much. Are they as good as the Razer phone speakers, which are the best speakers ever on a smartphone? No. Are they pretty much on par with like Apple and Pixel? Yeah, closer to that level. We will do a speaker comparison though this week. Or we will record one this week. Hopefully it'll come out by next week. We'll see. Samsung made a statement and agreement with the FM radio company saying all future Samsung flagship devices will be fully active FM chip. So they might have a fully active FM chip, but will the app be on there, or will you have to download a third-party app to use it? That's more the question. We'll see. I'm very curious. Do you think the Note 9 will have a fingerprint embedded in the screen, or when do you think Samsung will put it on the screen? The Note 9. The Note 9 I do believe will have it. I know a lot of people are downing it, but I completely believe the Note 9 will have it. Ricky, would an encrypted phone use more battery? I encrypted mine, and when the initial setup seems more battery, previous device weren't encrypted. I would say encrypting a phone would take up more battery because of the encryption always running, yes. If you think about it, it just makes sense. You constantly have that running at all times. Whoa, a whole bunch of questions just flooded. Everyone drink. Whoa, where are we? Sorry, a lot of questions loaded. Okay. Luckily, S9 Plus is not worth $1,000. I would agree with that. Why does smartphone need 6 gigs of RAM? Look, man, I have 8 gigs of RAM on my Razer, and that is perfect for me. 6 gigs is not cutting it. Right now on my Note 8, I have less than a gig free of 6 gigs of RAM. That's how much I use my phone. So it depends on the user, definitely. Does most people need 6 gigs of RAM? No. Do crazy people like me that use their phone to like beyond means that they should? Absolutely, we need more. Yeah, no, for me, I am hoping the Note 9 gets 8 gigs of RAM, to be honest. That is my hope. Does the Exynos version of the S9 Plus have a faster charge than Qualcomm 2.0, or is it still the same? As far as I've heard, it's still the same, no upgrade in sight. S9 international versions used in US will work with Samsung Pay. International versions I've had before have had Samsung Pay work on them just fine, but I know it does depend on the model. So check the model number more than anything else, because if it comes from a different country, like I remember one time I got one that was from UAE, and that one did not work with Samsung Pay. So it just depends. Samsung actively all FM chips in the US through Next Radio. Yeah, so through a third-party app, but I meant actually like on your phone, will it have the FM radio app? That's what I was talking about. Does every version of the S9 Plus have a dual SIM if you don't use the SD card? No, not every version does. Which carrier company do you use for your phone? I use T-Mobile. The CEO speaks broken English, and he's not very charismatic. I can't argue with that. My Note 8 is Qualcomm Quick Charge 2.0. What is the S9 Quick Charge? As far as I know, it still is 2.0. However, we will do a video on how long does it take to charge the S9, so that will be coming this week. I saw a lot of people excited about the landscape mode on the home screen. I've been using third-party launchers since Windows Phone, and I've always had that feature. I agree. Is there performance variance between T-Mobile and unlocked version? I heard is the reception and lag. Definitely not lag. I've never had lag with the unlocked version. That's why I like it so much, and that's why I'm sticking with it. Reception, I have had mixed in terms of certain areas where signal is worst. I always have 2 phones with me too, so I always can kind of get a hands-on comparison. I wonder if you can make emojis with more than one person. No, at least not in the unit I've seen. I think the CEO of Samsung has to present, since South Korea is Samsung's most loyal country and base. I don't agree. He's presenting in English. That's my thing. So if you want to do 2 unpacks, then do 2 unpacks. That's I think my just thing of it. FYI, my Note 8 is working with FM radio US through T-Mobile. Okay, so you actually have the FM radio app, or you have downloaded a third party? That's my question more so. That's how I took the question earlier as well. Samsung should let Jonathan, Susan do the presentation, maybe Justin. Yeah, no, there are a lot of better ones that they have in their arsenal. For me, the phone didn't impress me at all. I was looking for better, longer battery life, heavy user players. I understand that. It definitely does have better battery life, but not in the level that you might be like, oh, 3 hours more. No, it doesn't have that kind of battery life. With Smart View, how can I make YouTube video play on TV browse chat on my Note 8, like a dual screen? You can't. What you're thinking of is more like DLNA, where you could send a signal and then do something else on your phone. But that is something that's on your phone, not something like an app doing it. Does that make sense? Or not with Smart View. You can do that with Chromecast. Like, you just can't do it with that, if that makes sense. Not with Smart View. Was the DAC on the S9 upgraded from the S7? The DAC on the S9 was upgraded from the S7, yes. It was not upgraded from the S8. What can you say about the pricing of the S9 and S9 Plus? We know the pricing already. It is, what was it? Hold on, let me check. So the pricing of the S9 is $720, and the pricing of the S9 Plus is $839 or $840. Again, this can vary. This is Samsung's unlocked price. Carriers can charge whatever they want, so it will depend on what they want to charge. I have a tough time deciding between the black and the blue color. Purple is gorgeous, but not for me. Yeah, I would totally get the purple one for my wife. Totally. Since I'm quite interested in business, there's an opportunity to use the Enterprise Edition. Yeah, I understand that. What do you think about everything Apple Pro mispronouncing lilac? I don't really follow him that much, to be honest. I know a lot of people like him. I just don't. I haven't been as interested in it, so I did not hear about that. Download videos, play in the background, can do anything else on your phone while watching the TV. Yes, exactly. Downloaded videos can. Yes, he is right. I'm Team Note, but if the only focus of the Note 9 will be the camera and no on-screen FPS, I may hold on to my Note 8 for 2 years. That is a possibility for some users for sure. The price value on the S9 and S9 Plus depends on the carrier. Yes. S9 is going to be a huge upgrade from the S7 Edge. I'm so glad I waited. This is a perfect phone. Absolutely, I agree. Huge upgrade from that. Fortunately, the S9 Plus, oh, I already said that one. The HomePod is more of Apple's proprietary garbage. Nice. Why didn't Samsung put a depth sensing camera on the S9 for better facial recognition? They didn't really need to invest in that technology since they've already invested in the iris scanning technology. They just dualed it with that. So iris and face, it's more secure than your face unlock on, or yeah, Face ID. It's more secure than Face ID, and in my experience, it's quicker. Angles wise, so I would argue Face ID might be better in that sense. Self-warming coffee mug review. When should you be able to do it? Yes. I was very happy with it last week on the show. I had just done the unboxing at that time, so give me time. I really am curious to see, but I would say 2 weeks, just because of the fact that, one, it will be a giveaway thing too that we're going to be giving away one of those, and two, it really is something that I have so many S9 videos to do before then, so I know it's going to get pushed back, so I'm just being honest. T-Mobile is March 2nd, but it's at midnight if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, so midnight of March 1st. After the Unpacked, I checked YouTube feed and it was flooded with S9 and S9 Plus videos. I made a lunch and just wasted tech videos all afternoon. That's what I normally do. Unfortunately, couldn't do that today. I feel cheated not having the Exynos version. Why, Qualcomm? I'm gonna get the S9 Plus Titanium at T-Mobile. Nice choice. How come you can't show us the S9 Plus? It's been announced already. I don't get it. I actually don't have it with me. I really do not have the S9 Plus with me. I swear on anything. I do not have the S9 Plus with me right now at this moment. Have I had it in the past? Will I have it again this week? Those are different questions. I heard that Apple is forcing app developers to accommodate the notch on all future apps and updates. I would assume so. You say you don't have the S9, but do you have the S9 Plus? Again, I do not have either of the S9s right now. What pre-order gifts will Samsung give us? That has been so mixed. They were still negotiating that 2 weeks ago, so I do not know what agreements they came up with. Don't like the emojis. Should be an app and a choice, not be rooted. Makeup feature, really? Yeah, as you can tell, I didn't really talk too much about that makeup feature that much. Again, I'm not the market audience for it. I think Samsung put too much of a presentation on camera. Yes, it was cool and neat, but what about the software? I agree. I think fixing days are over. Oh, like fixing your phone? Yeah. Hey, how are you? I hope you're having a great day. Oh, I already answered that question. Did you see the S9 camera blink? I swear it winked at me. Oh yes, it did. It did. The Gear watches always come with the Note. Yes, typically they do. I wonder how Samsung got Disney and not Apple. Disney CEO is on Apple's board. That's a good question, isn't it? Favorite color, purple. I wish I had it available for the Note 8. My favorite color is always winds up being the one not in the US. Titanium gray is on fire for me. Have you watched Samtime YouTube videos? Samtime. Yes, I did see a couple of videos. Some were funny. Some I like the humor. Some I wasn't too big a fan of. But overall, I like his channel, I would say. I did subscribe. Blue is my favorite color on the S9 Plus. All I want is silver Note 8, and I never made one. I understand. Is over for Apple. S9 is cheaper than last year, and the S9 Plus is $15 more. Samsung just killed Apple. I mean, I think Samsung is doing great, but I mean, again, it's really interesting to see how Apple will improve this year. I think their sales are going to go down further than expected, to be honest, for this quarter. Samsung knows how to keep customers in the ecosystem. I get $300 off when I trade in my S7. Exactly. Please give me this phone, sir. I am. Oh. Are you just gonna keep saying give me this phone? Whoa, a whole bunch of questions just loaded. Please don't spam the chat with the request or you will get kicked out. When will the Tab S4 be released? Again, wait to hear announcements in this upcoming week. I wanted a Bixby speaker. I was hoping for an announcement today. No, Bixby speaker is not ready yet. Trust me. Now, Rixby speaker. No, I'm just playing. Bixby speaker's not ready yet. Is the S9 corners rounded like the SA? I prefer the less rounded like the Note 8. It is more like the Note 8. Blue S9 Plus, but probable will switch to the Note 9 since I bought direct from Samsung with the Note 7 promo. Got it. When will Qualcomm Snapdragon 5G modem be in smartphones? Beginning of next year. When will the Gear S4 be announced? I didn't hear. Again, it will come out then with the Note. Did you see Dragon Ball Super yet? I'm only to episode 48. I have up to 52, but I haven't had time to watch them. Who's going to be buying HTC? I wonder if Google just won't buy it up completely, but we'll have to wait and see. I don't think they need to be honest, but we'll see. Why all the live streams I watch from Samsung's announcement formatted for VR? Oh, maybe the original was formatted for VR. Does Nova Launcher actually make your phone faster? Like, does it launch apps quicker and stuff? Or scrolling through the pages? I would say yes. Nova overall is quicker than the stock browser in my experience. I missed Unpacked. Do you know, is the S9 600 megahertz T-Mobile network? I believe so. But since T-Mobile does not officially have the specs on their page yet, I cannot say for sure. But I believe so. I missed the Unpack too. Again, very busy day. My best friend has a S5, her fourth one, and it's about to it's about to kill itself. So damn fired. She's finally upgrading. I know she will be blown away. Yeah, she's gonna be really blown away by this phone. Will there be a bundle with the S9 and S9 Plus? Again, I knew as of 2 weeks ago they were still in negotiations, so they hadn't reached anything by then. I'm guessing we won't hear anything before or just right before the pre-orders, which is March 2nd. So next week, I would say, we'll start hearing things. Samsung is going to preload the FM app. There you go, got it. AR emoji bears Animoji simply by the freedom of sharing them with other messaging platforms. Good job, Samsung. With the S9, have a DAC in it or just Dolby Atmos? It has a DAC in it, but it has Dolby Atmos mainly for the speakers more than the tuning was actually done more by AKG for the headphone jack, not Dolby Atmos. Signal related, I feel the same with the unlocked Note 8 versus my wife's S8. Think that's on Sprint service. Hold on 1 second. Getting yelled at, sorry. Okay. Let's see, where were we? Oh, for the signal, think our Sprint service has sucked on both new phones. That is Sprint, just to be fair, Warren. I usually have about 2 gigs of RAM free on my Note 8. Yeah, again, it depends on the user for sure. Will the S8 have software update like the emoji feature on the S9? No, not a chance. Android Pay and Google Pay merging. Yeah, GPay or Google Pay is taking over for Google Wallet and Android Pay, so it's going to become one, which I like a lot better. I love the idea of Google Pay eventually just being able to send money anywhere. I was doing that with, you can do that with Google Messages, which I really liked, so I just hope that feature comes. Yeah. Let's see. Is the S8 worth the buy and has the price went down? I haven't seen the price go down yet. I would say the price would go down in the next 2 weeks. The rumor mill was crazy for the S9. I can't imagine the rumor mill for the redesign of the 10th anniversary S10. Oh yeah. Will they ever bring back the IR Blaster? I hope they do. That's one thing I actually love about the, where is it? I don't have it here. The Honor, or sorry, not the Honor, the Mate 10. The Huawei Mate 10 has an IR Blaster and I love having it again. So that is one thing I'm going to be sad to see go. Samsung is licensing the FM app from Next Radio. After my last update last month, I now have an FM radio. Awesome. What happened to the 128 based model for the S9 Plus? Was it just rumor? Yes, that was just rumor. I debunked that about a couple weeks ago. Did you enjoy the pay-per-view? I did, of course, until the very end, which I knew was going to happen, but I still hate it anyway. I hate Roman Reigns. I'm gonna do a tech rant on Roman, or not a tech rant, but a wrestling rant on Roman Reigns on Instagram one of these days, and post it on Twitter. Let's see. Will the S9 have a way better DAC than the S8 or maybe the V30? No, it does not have one as good as the V30. I bought a Note 8 from Korea. I live in Australia. Samsung Pay does not work. but Google Pay does, so I just use it. It's just as good. Not just as good, to be honest. Samsung Pay, the reason why Samsung Pay is better is because of the fact that you can use it on any terminal. Now, in Australia, you might be ahead of us. We don't really have like the NFC everywhere in the US, so the fact that it works with, what is the magnetic strip thing? The fact that it doesn't work with the magnetic strip for Android Pay and Apple Pay is a big deal in the US, and it's why Samsung Pay is by far the best. But yeah. Where do you live? Los Angeles. What do you think about the new Bixby? Again, I knew everything about Bixby, so what do I think about it? I think they've caught up more in translation. The makeup, yeah, I don't know. That's just my opinion. I've been using it, but Bixby is not where it needs to be to get me away from Google Assistant. How does it rate to the Note 8 since the Note 8 is cheap now? Again, I am definitely upgrading from the Note 8 to the S9 Plus, but again, it depends on every user. I'm watching you on a 4K TV. I can see everything. About the presentation, I do remember the cheesy Broadway themed unpacked totally sucked. Any update on the Note 8 and Oreo? Thanks. I hope I look okay in 4K, and I hope you don't notice my stubble too much in that high resolution. But again, the Note 8 will most likely get Oreo. To the best of my knowledge, it's most likely going to be April. At this point, March is not looking good. Even though Samsung accessories are a lot of money, new cases look pretty good. I still wouldn't get it though. Amazon Life. I definitely will get the new one with the kickstand. It's a very interesting. It looks like a suitcase with a kickstand. If you guys haven't seen it, but yeah. Why don't you have an S9 or S9 Plus? I don't have it with me right now. I wish Samsung would give us Gear Icon X as a gift. I wish that too. Ricky, what color is your S9? The one that I will do my videos on will be black. I low-key was disappointed they didn't announce the Tab S4. My Tab S2 is consistently running out of memory. It's 32 gigs of storage. Yeah, I understand. That one didn't have a SD card, or did it? I forget. It's been a while. I worried that moving aperture will break over time. That is an interesting worry. I think if you would keep it for a couple of years, that is an honest concern. Can a man rock lilac purple? It's stunning. Oh, yes, a man can rock lilac purple. Will the S9 Plus be dual SIM? Depends on where you get it from. Does the S9 sound play stereo while watching movie? Yes. And can it record in stereo and play back in stereo videos and movies? Yes, it can. Depends on how secure you are with your masculinity. For the lilac purple, that is true. Glad S9 finally is out because I can't wait for these Note 9 leaks. Yes, that is true. Those are probably coming. I have a Note 8, love it. That under display fingerprint is going to be insane. I completely agree. Any word on Samsung getting a new wireless charger? They did announce a new wireless charger. It's the one that I showed a couple weeks ago. Basically, it looks like this one, but it's a cheaper version of it. So it looks like this one, but instead of being able to go down and flat, this one only stays up, but it's the same design and it's just stiff because it can't lay flat. So yeah. Alright guys, I think we will call it a show. I do apologize for the late delay. It was because of the whole wrestling stuff. Internal storage on the S9 Plus, it is 64 gigs, but I will tell you the exact storage once I get it. Again, so many videos coming out this week, guys. I promise you will not be disappointed. Alright guys, that is everything I have for you today. A lot of videos coming out this week, and yes, so many. And hopefully I'll have, sorry, just looking at myself today with my hair, I definitely need to cut. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed everything today. There will be a lot of videos on the S9 coming in the upcoming weeks. I say, what do you guys, how many videos do you guys want? Do you guys want 20 videos, 30 videos, 40 videos? Give me a challenge. Let me know. Alright guys, thank you as always so much for watching. Hope you enjoy all the content we'll be coming out with. This has been RICKY, the YouTube Tech Guy. Thank you for watching our video. If you liked it, why don't you go ahead and subscribe up there. Make sure you follow us on social media right here. And of course, check out our latest video up there. And right down here, you're going to find the perfect video for you. Or at least that's what YouTube tells me. Thanks again.